Hello, 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 everyone, and hello, Chepchikoni. I hope I say your name correctly. I'm so excited. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I am excellent. You know, time zone, I'm in the States and you are in Nairobi, Kenya. So it's afternoon for you and it's morning for me. But wherever the beauty about Zoom, Facebook, or wherever someone is watching from, they're able to see us wherever they are around the world. So welcome to Global Business, and we will be talking to you about your entrepreneurship journey and for you to just, you know, boost those individuals that want to step out and do business or have some fears and want to step back. So welcome again, and let's jump right into it. All right. So my first question for you this morning, and let me just back up for a second. For those who are not aware who I am, I'm Dr. Neva, and I'm the CEO of Neva Alliance. And I totally left that out because I'm so super excited to move forward with our interview, right? So my first question to you is, why did you get started in entrepreneurship?
First of all, it was because I realized I am not into employment. I like being in charge. And second of all, I realized I have a passion that I can turn into my income. And that is when I decided to start this journey.
How did you, so I've heard people can't find their passion and didn't know what their passion was. How did you know what was your passion? Like, what was that key to say, this is it for me?
Cooking was my passion, and I realized it gives me so much joy, and it almost makes me feel like I am not using energy. I just enjoyed everything about cooking.
Okay, so cooking cannot be my joy. I cook just because I need to survive, but yeah, that's not, but I'm glad it is for you, you
People
know.
like you are
So,
my target clients.
oh, really? So what are your favorite dishes that you cook?
Pilau. I don't know if you know pilau.
Yes, well, I'm familiar with, is it where you mix a lot of different kind of, is it meat, rice, and stuff like that? Okay,
Yes, exactly. So
okay,
pilau, then there is biryani. Of course, you know biryani.
yes, I
Yes.
do.
So mostly pilau and biryani, and they're the best selling in my business.
Ah, okay. So,
Yeah.
where your customers, how do your customers find you? Like to come to know that they have to support you. So I'm gonna rephrase this question. It's really, how do you market so that people know, okay, you're here for them to come out and support you? How do you get the word out for people to know to come and find you?
Mostly social media, especially Instagram and Facebook, and also referrals. I've gotten a lot of referrals from people who tasted my food and they tell their friends and family and they order from us and even give us big jobs like weddings, parties, everything.
Okay, so how old are you, my dear? Because you know, I saw your picture. I'm like, this, she's extremely young. So how old are you?
26.
26. When did you start it?
3 years ago when I was 23.
Ah, and so from 3 years that you started, what did you find any challenges and what were they?
At first I've had a lot of challenges. At first I didn't have enough capital to start, so I started cooking from my house and
Okay.
delivering the food to the client. And so the major challenge I had back then was logistics in terms of delivery, getting the food to my clients. But with time, I got reliable riders, and I was able to expand and open 2 branches. And now Majorly, the challenges I face sometimes are customer satisfaction, because you find that certain clients are satisfied and they even want you to just maintain the quality, and some of them maybe are not satisfied and feel that the food did not meet their standards. But with time, you learn to maneuver around, and as they say, to each their own.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because in a lot of business you find customer satisfaction. So, I mean, you mentioned some challenges from, finance and setting up, which is usually typical across the board, because some people don't want to necessarily run to the bank. And if you run to the bank to borrow, they may not necessarily help you, because at the end of the day, they want to know that you can pay back, right? So, and then you went on to two restaurants. Why two restaurants? Why not just stay with one? What made you say, you know what, I can do this? I'm a soldier. I'm just jump in. What made you do that?
So I opened the first one. It's like the Nairobi is big. It's on one side, so it's able to cater for clients around. And then I realized there's a certain area that has a lot of demand and a huge niche, and I felt like I was missing out on that opportunity. So that's why I opened the other side. And now I feel like there's a balance, because one serves a large area, the other serves that large area too.
Okay, okay. So thanks for that. So I'm just going to jump back to customer satisfaction. Um, some customers are happy the way things are running. They want you to keep it the same. How do you kind of deal with the challenge of those that are not satisfied? Because at the end of the day, you want them to come back. You want them to give you more referrals, right? Because that's how you've pretty much made your name. So how do you kind of deal with that?
If I get a complaint, like a customer not satisfied, first of all, I call them or engage them to find out exactly what the problem is. Was it the portion? Was it the customer service? Was it the quality of the food? And if I find out, for example, if it was the quality of the food, I'll do a replacement and also inquire if they liked it. If it's
Mhm.
customer service, I will apologize and also talk to my staff to ensure they are able to communicate well with the client. And if it's something like maybe food got late to them, that I also apologize. And sometimes I can refund the delivery cost. Exactly. So and sadly, one thing that we need to accept as entrepreneurs, we always want the customer happy. Customer is king. We want them to have the best. But then again, sometimes I feel as humans, we have totally different tastes. Like this dress I have on, I love it, and you may think this is not my thing.
No, I love it. It looks very comfortable, but carry on.
Exactly. So I feel as an entrepreneur, just try your best to make your customers happy. But if you feel you can, if you try your best and you don't get to 100%, don't be too hard on yourself. Just the customers you already have, keep them happy and keep giving out the good content and product and everything.
I so agree with you, because one thing I've learned, and someone actually said this to me before, if everyone likes you, if everyone supports you, it's good that people support you, but if everyone says, you have 100%, something is also wrong. Is it that everyone just saying, they're not telling you the truth? Because, everyone exactly has different tastes. Everyone comes from different background. Everyone expectation of what customer service is it's just totally different. So my next question to you, my dear, do you believe there's like a winning formula for becoming a successful entrepreneur?
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Um, Important things that I always even insist to my fellow entrepreneurs, like maybe those I mentor. Number one, you have to be very consistent. Be
Consistent.
consistent. Like, for example, if you post content on social media, even those days you don't feel like you want to leave, just be consistent and keep posting. Keep keep posting your products, keep posting whatever it is you're selling. Number two, you have to always keep up with the market in terms of, like, currently the most what will I say, the best mode of marketing right now in business is social media. So ensure you keep up to it. Don't just sit and wait for people to walk in, because the game has changed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to keep up with everything going on. Another thing is always set up goals for your business. Don't just maybe start a clothes shop and sit there. Always set up goals and say, next year I want to major in kids clothing. You do that. The other year, say I want to do ladies official wear, and do that. Like, keep moving, keep growing your business, and keep diverting. Yeah.
Thank
Oh, and
you.
lastly,
That's
I forgot something. I
okay.
feel
Go ahead.
I feel one mistake entrepreneurs make. I know this sounds odd, but it has really worked for me. In as much as we are very curious to expand and grow our business, and maybe even what will I say, move to better locations for our business. I believe every move you make, you should look back into what you're making. For example, if this month my business gives me, say, $1,000, I can pump in $400 or $500 back into my business. Don't also be over ambitious. Just keep up the pace, because that's how you end up sometimes having a lot of debt in your business, because you become over ambitious and think, let me invest $2,000, and the business gave you $100 last month, and you're just looking forward to, you'll make $1 million in a couple of months. Just step by step, get $1,000, invest $400, get $2,000, invest back in $500. Let them be reasonable steps, and let the business finance itself. Ensure for the business, you don't have to go back to your pocket to invest. Let it take care of itself. Your business is like a kid you're trying to bring up. So today your kid becomes number one in school, gift them. Tomorrow, let them do something better. Let them be the best in their sport. Get them that piano they've always wanted, something like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that. That is very deep. And, so many people, unfortunately, they don't know that, or they don't do that. So how have you been affected by the current pandemic in any way? And if so, how did you adjust to it, or what adjustments did you put in place
Oh,
for COVID,
COVID.
the pandemic? Were you affected in any way? And
Yes, I
if
was,
okay, in
because
what ways?
we had sit-in clients who come to sit down and eat. That was no longer able to happen. And I feel like we all became scared and were like, let's cook from home, let's stay at home, let's not order out. And it was scary. But I had to constantly reassure my clients that we are taking all the measures involved in terms of hygiene and everything. And that is when now one thing that I've been doing in business, which is tapping into delivery, really came in handy, because at that point now I was full-time doing delivery.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've made the necessary adjustment. All right. So and I believe I've asked you more than 10 questions thus far, but I just want to keep going for a second. I just want to know, what is your opinion? Are entrepreneurs originally born as such? Or are they raised to be successful? What do you think? All right, I think we're having a bit of technical difficulties. Just waiting for a second. Oh, you're back on. Excellent. My question to you, are entrepreneurs originally born, or are they raised to be successful? What do you think?
To be very honest, when I was young, I always wanted to be a professor. I didn't know professor in what. I just loved the name professor and everything to do with it. So I never did. By the way, I never ever thought I'd run a business. I used to think maybe I'll be a professor, or I'll be a teacher, or I'll be a doctor, but not an entrepreneur until you
Mm-hmm.
grow up. As you grow up, you realize what you want and what you don't want. And then I
Mm-hmm.
realized after my first job was like, this is not my thing. I need to figure out what my thing is. So I resigned and studied my life and realized I actually want to be an entrepreneur. So yeah.
All right. So my next and final question to you is, where do you go from here? What plans do you have in the future? Are you going to open up another location? Or are you just going to work on these locations to another level? I mean, what's your plan?
So I want to open, say, 2 more branches. I want to specify. Do you know pork meat?
No, I don't. Explain, please.
Pork meat is meat that comes from pigs.
Oh,
Yeah.
pork.
So it
You,
yeah,
you
it
said
has
you
a
said
lot of demand.
okay. No, so you said you call it puck meat or pork?
Pork.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, I do. Yeah, I don't
Yes.
eat it, but yes.
So
That's
it has, it has
because I actually have a weak system. I can't digest.
okay,
Yeah, so
sorry.
it's not, because people like, oh, well, yeah, I'm those unfortunate person that can't eat a lot. I only eat fish. That's the only thing I could digest. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And so, but I love to hear about the food and like to eat people eat and enjoy themselves because I can't do it. Yeah. So,
So pork has a lot of demand in Kenya. I want
okay.
to open one joint that will deal with pork, that is grilled, honey glazed, fried pork, all forms of pork, and another one for fish. So those are my 2 targets now.
Nice. So of the two restaurants, do you think you're going to open it in Nairobi or you're going to open outside of Kenya? So.
Nairobi, the hotspot of Kenya.
Well done, my lady. Well done. Is there anything you want to tell the individuals that are watching? Is there anything you want to share with them? A takeaway in your house.
Yeah, just a few pointers. Number one, don't be afraid to start because you feel you don't have enough capital, you don't have, no one ever has everything they need to start. Just start where you are. If you need to sell clothes, start selling them from your house. Take nice photos, tell your friends to model, take photos of them, post them. If you want to start a food business, start cooking from home. Stop telling yourself that you don't have enough capital, because that is what makes the difference between successful people and successful people, because successful people move on irregardless. And successful people always have 1,000 excuses. Oh, I don't have a good phone. Oh, I don't have capital. Oh, I don't have a car to move around. Those are just excuses that are going to make you poor. Another thing you need to know is that when you start your journey, not everyone is going to accept you and appreciate you, but you need to move on irregardless. People will think you're crazy. People will think you're nuts. People will think you don't love yourself because you quit your job to start something you love. But 2 years down the line, they'll be yelling and saying, "Hey, I know that guy. He's my friend." They go over and introduce themselves like that because they are so proud of you. No one sees your potential at the beginning, and that is okay. It's not wrong. It's okay. Just work on yourself. Another thing, when you become successful, don't let your success get into your head and you think you're the boss and you forget your craft. For example, if it's like cooking, don't forget to still go back to the kitchen, because every day you learn something new. Every day you learn new recipes. Every day you make mistakes in your business. Every day you learn a trick that you didn't know yesterday. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Chepchikoni. And I'm making sure I'm saying your name right, and I believe I have it. And
Uh,
yes, yes. And I just continue to be inspired, continue to be you, and continue to spread inspiration. And for you at your age and doing your thing, kudos. So
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. And another episode of Global Business. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.